Okay, warm welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our fifth Forestry Speed Dating webinar, focus on wildfire management. My name is Franciszek Kaczmarek. I'm a junior expert at European Forest Institute, and today I will be your moderator. This Forestry Speed Dating series on wildfire management is a collaboration of Bioregions Facility and the Fire project. Wildfires are becoming increasingly frequent and severe across continent from the Americas to Europe and Asia. Just last week, multiple wildfire warnings were issued from Scotland rural communities. Similarly, this Sunday, a mountain forest fire erupted in Japan. Such incidents frequently highlight in the news devastate forest and home alike. To effectively address those challenges, it is crucial to invest in innovative equipment and training to enhance responses capabilities. Therefore, collaboration is needed to develop and implement solutions that efficiently and effectively mitigate wildfire risk through integrated wildfire management strategies in Europe and beyond. The Forestry Speed Dating series serve as a platform to foster innovation and catalyze collaboration in the forest bioeconomy. This forestry speed dating wouldn't be possible without the support of Bioregions Facility member regions, Basque Country, Catalonia, and North Rhine-Westphalia. I invite you all to learn more about member regions on the Bioregions Facility website. Right? This series is in collaboration with FireRes Horizon 2020 project, focus on enhancing wildfire resilience by developing and implementing innovative solutions. It brings together different organizations, experts, and stakeholders to address the challenges of extreme wildfires. Next slide. In today's session, we will explore three innovative solutions from Brazil, Portugal, and Germany. Let's learn about the technologies of umgrauemeio, to be forest, and Dryad. Next slide. Here is a quick breakdown of what today's event will look like. We start with Osmar Bambini from umgrauemeio, who will tell us about Pantera platform. This will be followed by Andre Fonseca from To Be Forest. Then we have presentation from Karsten Brinkschulte from Dryad.
Well, I'm Osmar Bambini, co-founder and CIO, Chief Innovability Officer at umgrauemeio, where we develop wildfire technologies and provide impact analysis for healthy forest communities and economies. Uh, Everyone knows here the havoc wildfires causing, but just a few numbers and to say how do we manage to analyze the impact based on SDG framework. Those are some of the SDGs that are impacted concerning emissions, biodiversity, human health, economics, and the quality of water, but also fire increase poverty, food security, and gender equality, because smallholder farmers communities, usually when they have to relocate to new areas, women and children are the ones that suffer more. So the money that the world is losing for fire instead of prevention only working in reaction, it's really astonishing and growing. Areas burned, the quantity of CO2, and as I mentioned, the health impacts of wildfire are something that go way beyond respiratory issues and years after the fire is extinguished. So we developed Pantera, which it's a complete solution for wildfire management, considering the steps of prevention and action, which we'll show you here. Considering prevention, we provide risk analysis and the weather data to identify risk patterns. And detection, we use two systems, but it's open to all other necessary systems. We are not attached to technology because technology alone won't solve the problem. So we have detection and satellite detection as a backup. And the response management, brings like a social fire platform, bringing all the actors, the routes, and everything that will increase the efficiency of the response. And also our propagation model, which is every day. I'll show you in the real thing now. It's a very fast presentation. I will bring the platform to have a better look. And also, of course, as I mentioned, evaluate impact emissions from wildfire. We are also integrating biodiversity when there are colors and track cameras, and now we are bringing eDNA to analyze before and after the fire. So two of our main solutions that as I have mentioned, are the cameras. Is the cameras, and it detects day and night, 24/7, and 20 kilometers of a radius. It works in seconds, and it really makes a lot of difference in some of our clients. Also, the fire propagation model, which will simulate the fire propagation in time and space. This technology is growing all over the world. And also last year in the Brazilian wetlands, two communities were evacuated because the local brigades, by simulating the propagation, discovered that in 40 minutes, the fire would reach the communities. So it was for us very important achievement. How it's our business model? We divide that in SaaS and HaaS. Actually, it's not necessary to have our hardware. Any camera that is filming the forest, we might be able to access, and we charge per camera when there are cameras. When there are no cameras and all the other solutions from the package, we charge by hectare. And mostly in Brazil, outside of Brazil, we have partners of infrastructure when there is no infrastructure in the projects. But in Brazil, we will sell the full solution, the hardware, the software, the maintenance, and but also we are very flexible in order for it not to be necessarily our hardware. So just to have a few where we are working with the clients that we are working, considering forestry, agriculture, carbon projects, the Brazilian government, also tiger reserves in India, monitoring almost more than 18 million hectares. One of the impacts that we are measuring and working with our clients is the reduction in response time in more than 80%. When the wind is so high and is dry, after 15 minutes, so in some places it's really critical, but we try to bring it real back, and the sooner the better. So agriculture, also the operational costs, because when you don't have the reality of what you're seeing, maybe you activate a protocol of response in some fire that doesn't bring that is not threatening, but you will anyway dislocate your brigades. So visuals is always very interesting because you can manage if you need to dispatch or not. And some of our clients, the reduction of burned areas comparing years of real problems, it's like 90% less. And the return over investment in reforestation and carbon projects are really interesting. So Francesc asked me what we are now on this short pitch. This is a pitch for investor pitch. So this is a couple of numbers. Last year, our revenue was $3.5 million with interesting growing rate since 2017, with an important and efficient cost structure due to our gross margin, with a net margin of 2%, and a very interesting also cost of acquisition. We're still investing, we're still hiring people, so that's why we are burning cash. This is our team. We are in 52 people from diverse disciplines. This is our board of directors. We are raising now $3 million for 15% of our equity. This is like, I'm calling it an extended seed because we're getting ready for Series A and for international expansion. So this is a little bit of what we are going to do through this year and next year. which is we are growing in Brazil. We are delivering what I'm calling Pantera autopilot, because the less you rely on visuals or people monitoring, it's better. So we are scaling in Asia, starting projects in Italy. I'm here today in Portugal, working with some companies and also the National Guard. We are integrating drones with some of the aeronautics hub in Brazil. And as I have mentioned before, we are integrating eDNA to analyze the fire impact, to analyze biodiversity in the area of our projects. We've been calling attention of media attention and television, radio, and that's why I believe it's because of the results of our work. And we are a B Corp. We were awarded last year from AI for Good, considering the best environmental technology. I'm part of the top innovators from Uplink, from AY, and that's it. But we'll show you now the real thing, so you can have an idea. This is part of our system, and how does it work for our clients? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so here are the daily risk, because they can organize for the days to come. Where are the areas where the risk will be higher, so they can dispatch their brigades closer, pay more attention, maybe turn their cameras mostly to those positions. And then part of what I have said, it's that we can integrate neighbors, we can integrate where the neighbors are, because sometimes the fire brigades will take a lot of time to reach the point of the fire. So knowing where the neighbor is actually will increase the speed and of response. Also, recurring smoke like factories or other sources of smoke that might be triggering all the time, and you have we actually put some masks to avoid it, and points of water. Uh, the brigades from these clients are monitored by GPS, so we know where it is in real time. It's easier to find them. It's easier to know where they are related to the fire. So if they are not ready, you can call the neighbor, or you can use your people on the front line. Also, satellite detection. Here is how we usually do with where the camera is looking, if the area of interest is monitored. So this gives us, let me find the tower number 1 here. So it's easier for us to see what the fire is watching. And actually, you can have from 0 to 10 meters from the ground, from 10 to 30 meters to the ground. And where the visuals are hard, you can add sensors. But mostly in wide areas as Brazil, it will need to install a lot of sensors. This client alone is about 300,000 hectares. It will need a lot of ground sensors. So using mixed technologies is part of the good results. And also here, it's part of what we are delivering to cell phones daily, like the weather data. Let me put here. Here is part of the analysis of the burned area and how it was. Last year, São Paulo was struck by a level 6 fire. It never happened before in history. So what else? Here we sent the cell phones, satellite alerts to the cell phones too, and also the cameras. We also sell like a report of every detection to Telegram or WhatsApp. We also integrating biodiversity monitoring, colors, and also here historical data from scars, hotspots, and in clients that deforestation is an issue. We also have deforestation alerts, analysis with high resolution cameras. So we try to bring all the core solutions related to fire in one single place. It is open for integrations, for if you have one map that you love, you can add to Pantera. It's not a substitute of what you have. it's always an add up. No one owes the fire. We don't have, all the best in the world, but together and bringing things together, it will improve. So we are always open to be like behind an ArcGIS platform or in front, adding solutions inside Pantera. But mostly when it's related to prevention, detection, response, and analysis, it's our core. And we believe that when there is risk, we want to less clicks. You don't want to be skipping from platform to platform. So that's what I was willing to show you. Hope you like it.
I'm André Fonseca. I'm GIS and Technological Development Coordinator for 2B Forest, and I'm here to talk about extreme wildfire prevention using ForestSIM. So 2B Forest is an SME specialized in forest consultancy, planning and management of forests. We are also a national forest certification group for Portugal with over 1,000 active members and more than 40,000 hectares of certified forests across the country. And we are also the owners of ForestSIM. Besides forest management, we also work in chain of custody. So we have around 50 chain of custody partners involved in harvesting wood and wood's transportation. And we are also leading the first Iberian FSC certification project, which is 2B Office. So it's an office made entirely using wood from certified forests. So within FireRes, our solution is to gather knowledge on wildfire prevention from landowners with certified forests in the Living Lab areas of Val do Sousa and Lausanne. So some of our members have certified forests in these areas. Also, to gather knowledge from 2B Forest technicians and other partners from 2B Forest, that are working directly with landowners in the field and helping them to manage their forests to prevent wildfires, and also from FireRes partners, from academia to other institutions that would like to help us develop this platform. So our main objective is to promote active forest management using ForestSIM. And what is ForestSIM? So ForestSIM is an online platform to support forest management and certification. So it's owned by 2B Forest and co-financed by the Navigator company. So it's a platform that was built mainly to assist in forest certification plans. It's a document management system with an integrated web GIS to simplify and to make certification more available to landowners. It's a platform that's integrated with desktop computers and mobile devices. So you can see here in the picture at the right, one of our technicians taking the platform to the fields and assisting the landowner in forest certification. Regarding users, all of the users are Portuguese at the moment. So we have 5 forest certification management entities using the platform with over 5,000 forest producers, more than 300,000 forest plots mapped in the platform, and over 20 forest advisors working directly with the landowners for certification and forest management. So the English version of the platform is underway. We plan to export the platform to other countries, and we hope to have this ready by the end of this year. Some of the main characteristics of ForestSIM. So it's a web-based system, 100% online. It has a cloud-based architecture. So all the documents, maps, and data, they are stored in the cloud. It supports various user profiles. So the 3 main profiles are for managing entities, forest technicians, and landowners. And these profiles ensure that all the documentation and the data it is confidential for each of the users. It supports QGIS data for online map production and also supports the exporting of projects to work the data on QGIS. and also has an information system which exchanges information with other web-based platforms, especially for productivity models for the main forest species in Portugal. Some of the key benefits of ForestSIM. So it's access to real-time information regarding forest management, data import in Excel format. So some of our users, they need to import data from Excel, and we also support that. So we have updated planning and budget for forest management plans, and ultimately, this platform leads to cost reduction in developing new forest management plans, but especially in audits during the certification process. Regarding ForestSIM as a fire prevention tool. So on one hand, we have increasing number of landowners with certified forests in Portugal. So each year we have new members coming in and new certification projects going on. And also, of course, easy access to computers and cell phones. So technological readiness for this platform is no big deal. And on the other hand, we have a need to promote active forest management to avoid the occurrence and mitigate the impact of wildfires in Portugal. So I think from the audience here, it's well known that Portugal, as well as other countries in Iberia and also in Europe are suffering a lot from extreme wildfires during the summer period. And we are working a lot with landowners, helping them to implement fire management schemes to avoid the occurrence of these wildfires. So all in all, ForestSIM provides a better planning platform of forest operations for these landowners. It provides instructions on how to work under critical fire periods. So we have a set of best management practices for forestry that landowners can consult. It integrates an advisory service involving multiple properties under fire risk. So we have regional technicians and even other managing entities have their technicians working with landowners using the information stored in ForestSIM. And it has a WebGIS system with tools to identify fire-prone areas. So regarding these tools, the layers that we have available on the platform are official layers from the Portuguese managing entities. So we have burn areas, we have municipal plans for forest defense against wildfires. We also have a wildfire danger model, official data from Portugal that is available on the platform. And then landowners have the possibility to map their forest properties and forest production plots and to overlap them with these layers and to identify where they should act as soon as they can. After they do that, and after the technicians help them do that, of course, so we provide advice on best forestry practices to mitigate wildfire impact. So landowners and technicians can follow the forest operations that are planned within this system, and they have operational control of planned forest operations. There's compliance with national legislation because certification asks this from landowners, and of course compliance with forest management and also ecosystem services certification standards. So the main goal here is to prevent wildfires, but in the context of certification, we also develop plans to restore forests after the fires happen, and ForestSIM is useful in that regard as well. So in a nutshell, this was ForestSIM. What we would like to from you, from the others, and also from everyone involved in FireRes is suggestions to improve the platform, mainly in how can we reach landowners that are not using the platform or they don't really care about their forests. So as it's well known, I think most landowners are, I don't think most, but many of the landowners, they live in the cities and they have their forests in the country and they are not aware of the developments of their forests. And this platform can bridge the gap between these two worlds and inspire new landowners to better manage their forests.
Well, Dryad is about ultra early detection of wildfires. That's our focus. Although we have a broader vision, which I will talk about later, this is what we're currently going to market with, and we've been working on for the last 4 years. If you look at the situation of wildfires, I guess it was discussed earlier as well, there are different ways of detecting fires, and fire detection is a critical event in the process of mitigating fires. Detection and response are the two key elements, and of course, the prevention before that. But if you look at the detection time as one critical element, if we can shorten the detection time to a minimum, we can increase the efficiency of the fire response, because obviously responding to a fire that is still in its infancy is by far much easier and more successful than responding to a fire which has already spread into the tree crowns and is a catastrophe in the making. So detection time is critical, and satellites, if you look at them, they have a great overview. They are invaluable for situational awareness, for evacuation and coordinating large-scale response. But for many technical and financial reasons, satellites are unable to detect fires at the very early stages. Even constellations aren't. And so the cameras take a critical role in overlooking large areas. Which are very efficient from a single point, can cover a large area. We've heard this earlier before, and we really believe that that is a very good approach. That, however, we believe needs to be complemented with what we call ultra early detection of fires, because cameras, as good as they are, can typically not see what's happening under the tree canopy. And we need to wait until the smoke plumes rise above the tree canopy and can be seen from afar. By that time, the fire has already developed quite a bit, and we believe if we can shave off another hour or two from the detection time, that we can dramatically reduce the existence of a catastrophic wildfire. So we're focusing on the very early stages, and we see ourselves as complementary to satellites and camera solutions. What we've developed is a fully industrialized product. It's a solar-powered gas sensor, like an electronic nose, that's basically installed into the forest under the tree canopy, and it can detect fires at the smoldering stage. So even without a flame being present, simply by detecting gas composition in the air, using artificial intelligence in the sensor, we can very reliably detect fires and eliminate false positives. The sensor runs on solar power, so it does not require any battery change, and it does not use any lithium-ion batteries, which is critical because that could be a fire risk in itself. The devices have been designed for a 10 to 15-year lifespan, and are powered by edge computing. So the data processing is actually happening in the sensor itself rather than in the cloud. It's IP67 and low cost, high volume. We have, in addition to the sensor, developed what we call Silvanet, which is a network for the forest, because the sensors themselves, they're great, but of course, they need to be able to connect. In many areas of the forest, though, there is no telecommunications coverage for 4G or 3G or 2G even. So what we have developed is, again, a solar-powered network infrastructure. Here's one of those gateways that we install every 2 kilometers, and it creates a solar-powered mesh network that enables the sensors to communicate from the depth of the forest. You can call it maybe the Internet of Trees. It's a network infrastructure for the forest that enables the sensors to reliably and cost efficiently communicate from very remote locations. The sensors use the mesh gateways to connect to the border gateways. The border gateways then use LTE or satellite connectivity to relay the information to a cloud platform where we do analytics and alerting of the system. So it's 4 components: sensors, gateways, and cloud platform. We are going to market typically with resellers. We now have 20 resellers in various regions over Europe, North America, and Asia, including Vodafone, a mobile operator, Steel, a chainsaw manufacturer, and Bosch has just signed a global agreement to distribute the Silvanet solution under their name. We now have 50 installations worldwide and have shipped 20,000 sensors into those 50 installations, including large installations in Canada with a railway operator, PG&E, a power line operator in California, as well as a pilot installation with Wildfire in the Redwoods. We're selling to private forestry that protects the assets, obviously, but also a lot to municipalities to protect infrastructure and people living in proximity of the forest, the wildland-urban interface. That's our main target. We're also selling to utilities, and that is power line and railroad operators to protect their assets, but also prevent fires caused by the infrastructure itself. But we're not going to stop there. So we are clearly industrialized and fully scaling the solution. This year, we have signed contracts for about 180,000 sensors to be deployed across various installations in this world. But now we need to move beyond that. Once we have a network infrastructure in the forest, which we create with Silvanet, we can now, and that's what we're working on, develop a whole portfolio of sensor application that make use of the network. We're starting to work on chainsaw and gunshot detection devices and electronic ear that we will stick into the forest to detect illegal activity in the forest, such as illegal logging and illegal poaching. But we're also working on fire risk sensors to determine the fuel moisture, the soil moisture, the tree growth, and the subflow in the trees themselves. A revolutionary device which we're going to introduce on Thursday is a project we call Florian. We'll now call it SilverGuard. And Florian or SilverGuard will be introduced on Thursday for the first time live in a demonstration here in Germany, where we are demonstrating the first results of a 3.8 million euro project that the European Union is funding at Dryad to build an autonomous drone system that will reside in the forest in a solar-powered hangar and respond to events detected by the Silvanet system, such as a fire detection, a chainsaw, or gunshot detection. The drone hangar will automatically open. The drone will be autonomously, without a pilot, dispatched to the location reported by the sensor and will deliver overhead, infrared, and optical videos from the event, giving enhanced situational awareness to first responders in case of an event detected by the Silvanet system. We have a fully functional product that we will demonstrate on Thursday and also provide videos. But we have the vision to extend it into a full suppression system. So our vision over the next 2 years is to extend the Florian system into a drone that will dive into the forest and aim to extinguish the fire and not just detect the fire. We have a team of almost 50 people at the moment, a full-scale management team, 33 engineers working on the next generations of our product and supporting it. And we're supported by a broad range of investors that have funded the company so far and providing the capital to expand. And thank you very much for your interest. What we are interested in is partners in going to market because we need to scale this solution. It's fully industrialized, it's available, it's proven, we need to scale.